round them up on Earth and send the people up here to be processed.
GameTrailers Game of the Year Awards 2012. Biggest news story.
2012 will go down in the history books as a transitional year for the games industry. As evidenced by some of the year's biggest stories, the rise of the independent game has coincided with a growing ambivalence towards big-budget sequels. It's too early to tell whether these changes are more indicative of a long-running console cycle than a legitimate paradigm shift, but one thing definitely is certain: those who value novelty have very good reasons to be excited by 2012's developments.
And the nominees are 38 Studios closure.
Almost certainly one of the biggest bummers to come out of the games industry in 2012 is news of 38 Studios closure. Founded by World Series champion and avid gamer Curt Schilling in 2006, 38 Studios has released Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning in 2012, an altogether solid RPG. Not solid enough, apparently. In May, news broke that 38 failed to make payment on a loan to the state of Rhode Island, where the studio moved in 2011 as part of an economic development deal. Word of key executive departures followed shortly thereafter, along with the formal announcement of closure. News of the entire studio's layoff ushered in a mass wave of goodwill, which served as the sole bright spot in this sad story, with Epic Games announcing plans to hire on former 38 developers for a new studio.
Well, that's it for you then. Better luck next time.
Big departures.
The rise of crowdfunding and the growing prominence of independent games in 2012 have coincided with the departure of some of the industry's most prominent names. BioWare co-founders Ray Mazeika and Greg Zeschuk have exited from games entirely. Peter Molyneux left Lionhead to join the world of small teams and modest budgets. It evinces a growing weariness of the plodding AAA assembly line. As for Epic's Cliff Bleszinski, well, by all accounts, he's taking a well-deserved break, although if his Twitter activity is any indication, it's one which includes a good deal of hobnobbing with some big publishers. In any case, attrition is inevitable in the games industry, but in 2012, some of the biggest names have simultaneously decided it's time for a change.
I did it! I did it!
Kickstarter.
2012 is the year of crowdfunding. Double Fine paved the way early in the year by obliterating the funding goal for its upcoming adventure game and providing concrete proof that there's a paying audience for styles of games less prevalent in today's market. Many others have followed suit. Thanks in large part to Kickstarter, genres long fallow are getting a new lease on life. Independent creators working on the industry's margins find the means to bring their creations to the world, and unique ideas even farther afield earn an opportunity to argue their legitimacy. In an industry so susceptible to the doldrums of hit-seeking, Kickstarter's facilitation of crowdfunding is a breath of fresh air.
So join the revolution, make a pledge, and help us change gaming forever.
Oh yeah.
History is littered with the remains of failed dark horse consoles hoping to upset the big three. Perhaps the missing ingredient all along has been crowdfunding. Earlier this year, the Ouya, an Android-based console promising an unprecedented level of open development, has fueled the second highest grossing Kickstarter campaign ever. Numerous big names have expressed commitment to developing for the platform, whose focus on free-to-play experiences, with a pretty nebulous definition of the term, promises to make some waves. What's more, anyone who buys an Ouya is by default a developer, since the console doubles as a dev kit. Will it be as disruptive as it potentially can be? Who knows? But it's a huge story regardless.
Mass Effect 3 ending debacle.
The Mass Effect series breaks ground when it comes to narrative continuity in a story influenced by player decisions. So it's not very surprising that fans went into a frenzy when they perceived Mass Effect 3's endings as unsatisfactorily reflective of their actions throughout the series. Internet petitions were started, and organizations like the Child's Play charity, the Federal Trade Commission, and the Better Business Bureau were goaded into the fray. There's no shortage of acrimony, and some of it is attributed to former BioWare developers. The end result is the Mass Effect 3 Extended Cut, a free download which appends scenes to the existing ending. To the most aggrieved of fans, of course, it's too little too late. Not even the most moderate of onlookers, however, can deny the dark cloud it cast over the trilogy's conclusion.
I don't think we can count on anywhere being safe right now.
And the winner is Kickstarter.
The games industry is great at giving us the AAA game experience, but the explosion of Kickstarter success stories this year has made it abundantly clear that players' tastes extend well beyond the blockbuster. From the 2012 vantage point, it looks like crowdfunding could very well be the crucial element that helps loosen the stranglehold that big developers have on the industry. At the very least, it proves that people are willing to vote with their wallets for the stuff that the big dogs tend to ignore. The industry will surely be better for it.